Hi there! Food photography has become more and more important nowadays. A good photo can convert a viewer into a customer. Welcome to GrabFood 101 webinar. I'm your host today, Daniel Ling, a food and product photographer from Daniel Studio. In today's photography session, I'll be sharing some tips and tricks when you're capturing your delicious food item just using your phone. First, we'll go through light and how paying attention to light could bring a difference to your photo. Next, we'll go through composition, where and how to place your subject. Other than that, we'll do a demonstration to help you understand angles. What kind of angles is best for what kind of food? Lastly, we'll go through some tips to help you create a great menu photo. At the end of the session, you'll be able to present your food in beautiful images and get all the attention that it deserves. Photography is all about lighting. A great start to capturing a beautiful image is to have the appropriate light on your subject. Today, we'll take on the challenge to capture your food with just natural light. To start off, we'll need to find a space with a good amount of light. If your space is dark, you'll often find image to be grainy, which is not ideal. Therefore, a space beside your window during the day is ideal. However, if you find your image to be overexposed, like this, you can always adjust them with your phone. Here's another tip on getting a more dramatic effect on your image. Have the light source either coming from the side or from the back of the subject. This will create a nice contrast on your subject. It will also help in highlighting the texture of your food. So let's give it a try. However, pay attention to the dark part or the shadow part of the image. If you find the part is a little too dark, find something white or reflective to reflect some light from the light source back to the dark part of the image. This will create a more balanced photo. Let me show you how. So get a whiteboard and just place it opposite of the light source, and that will do. There are many ways to present a food. Depending on your type of food, there may be a best way to present them. I'm going to introduce to you three types of angle, namely 45-degree angle, top view, commonly known as flat lay, and front view. 45-degree angle is the most common way of presenting a food product because 45-degree angle is how we normally view food when they are placed on the table in front of us. This could easily help your potential customer to understand how it will look like when it's placed on the table in front of them. To achieve this angle, simply place the food in front of you and capture it at a 45-degree angle like this. Top view or flat lay is to capture the subject from the top. A top view angle is especially suitable for dishes with delicate plating or set tails. At one glance, the viewer is able to understand what is included and what is not, and how each ingredient is carefully placed. Lastly, front view. Front view is suitable for food product that has a unique structure that you want your viewers to know. For example, burgers or cupcakes. Simply place your camera at the same level of the food product to capture the image. Composition is knowing where and how to place your subject and props in an image. Humans have a preference when they are looking at one. And I'm going to share you some tips on how to place your subject in your image. When capturing an image, the easiest way is to follow the rule of third. Simply divide your frames into thirds, horizontally and vertically. Then, having placed your subject at the intersections of these lines. Additionally, you can also have these guidelines in your phone camera. Simply turn them on in the settings of your camera. Here is an example. Just place the main subject, the chicken, at the intersection of, there we go. If you are capturing more than one food item, here's another composition trick you can try. The golden triangle. In a golden triangle, these implied triangles make the eye move from one point to another in a continuous loop and keep the attention of the viewer within the frame. There are times where cropping to a certain ratio is needed. For example, a square ratio, 1:1 ratio, the same rules actually applies. After some quick tips on the basics of photography, we are looking into how to create a photo for an online menu. When creating a photo for a menu in the Grab app, there are a few things to note. When taking a photo, ensure the highlight of your food item are in focus. You can do this by simply tapping on your camera to activate the autofocus function. Other than that, place and style the food item in a way that could grab the attention of the viewer. For example, you can follow the composition rules or technique shared earlier. Ensure you have a clean, tidy background for your photo. Pots and pans in the photo are not value-adding but taking away the attention from the subject. A clean background, however, could grab the attention of the viewer. Also, give your camera a clean wipe before any photo shoot to ensure a tidy, clean photo. When capturing the image, make sure you capture the entire product. Fully utilize the space dedicated for your food item. Help your viewer to understand your product within the thumbnail space. Photo editing might come a little daunting to some, but when you understand editing, it is the cherry on top. Editing brings out the best out of a good image. There are many free editing apps like Lightroom Mobile, Visco, Snapseed, etc. Today, I'll be going through specifically on some basic function in the Lightroom Mobile app. In the light function, you are essentially controlling the brightness of different elements in your photo. Simply slide the function left and right to control. Exposure controls the overall brightness. Contrast turns the brighter part lighter, darker parts darker, bringing them to opposite ends. Highlights only affect the brighter part of the image, while shadow only affects the darker part of the image. Lastly, whites and blacks affect the white and black elements in your image. Color functions control the color elements in your image. I would start with white balance to determine the correct color tone for your image. Simply tap on the dropper and place them in the neutral part of your image. You will then base on the chosen area to adjust the correct color tone for your image. Vibrance and saturation both changes the color intensity. If you want to change a particular color, you can head on to Mix to do that. There are many other functions in the Lightroom mobile app that are not covered in this video, so do give them a try and see what works best for you. So, Hopefully these tips give you a simple understanding on the basic of mobile photography. So go ahead and try these out and create beautiful images for your online menu. I'm Daniel Ling from Diamond Studio and hope to see your images soon on the Grab app.